Teach yourself to recognize the zeros and the ones. Once you begin to possess such a superlative level of elevated awareness and consciousness, you will thusly begin to nullify the illusions that surround you, pretending to be a reality, presenting themselves as a reality. Never allow the physical mind to guide you through a metaphysical journey. If you remember the movie The Matrix, the lead character Neo, at the end of the third movie, he had possessed such a level of awareness and a conscious awakening that he began to see everything as it always had been, and it always truly was, just an illusion being projected. That's why he was considered such a threat in the movie to the system, because he had discovered the truth. Not just the truth that surrounded him, but a truth within himself, that he's been blinded his whole life, mesmerized, hypnotized, anesthetized, desensitized by a system that mitigated his limitless abilities and kept him suppressed from the truth that could elevate his conscious awareness and make him expand and grow and progress and change and evolve. The realities that surround you are a collaborative reality. The energy that you project animates the reality that is the life force of what you live every day. So you have a part, not entirely, just partially, because you don't live on the earth by yourself. We're all tapped into the energies of the earth's collective consciousness. Consider that like a river that's flowing to an endless sea, which is the divine collective, which is the universe. The divine collective consciousness is a superset from which a derivative subset is the reality that we live on earth. And from that derivative subset, each individual operates somewhat autonomously and proactive, while others reactive and homogeneous. But nonetheless, human beings are not the only energy source of Earth's collective consciousness. Every living creature on the Earth, including the Earth itself, is also partially responsible for animating that field of energy. So when you wake up and your reality is not a desirable reality or palatable for you, you can make a contribution to not only the Earth's collective consciousness, but also to yourself, by recognizing what you're seeing is not real. Even though you perceive it as tangible, physical, you can actually touch it, sense it, smell it, taste it, so on. That's because you've been trained to only recognize your ordinary awareness. You're living through the physical mind in a physical reality, which is comprised of matter. It is the densest, lowest, slowest form of energy wavelengths in a diminishing vibrational pattern. A true awakening occurs when you honestly stop lying to yourself into believing that all there is this: the earth, the system, the internet, cell phones, and so on. Alchemy is defined as the relationship between consciousness and matter, the metaphysical and the physical, the tangible and the intangible, the quantifiable and the unquantifiable. So when you recognize within yourself that you are a limitless being, you are a luminous being, you are not of this earth, the body is not yours, the earth is not your home, then you will begin to understand that there's something greater within yourself, capable of manifesting anything you truly desire, and that includes a desired reality. Through holographic repatterning, you possess the innate ability to alter your surroundings at any given moment. It's just that people are brainwashed into believing that all there is this, so their limitless abilities are mitigated, and thusly, you're forced into what psychology refers to as a cyclical negative thinking pattern. Your creative energy the universe gives you every day should be utilized in the ascertaining and procuring of your desires, dreams, goals, hopes, and aspirations. But instead, you are being brainwashed into using that creative force to animate the frivolity and nonsense of life, staring at your cell phone all day long, social media, and all that, which basically takes you nowhere. It's a distraction, it's a diversion, it deviates your energies. It's like redirecting a river that can be used to power the most amazing mechanisms in the world, the greatest engines of creation. But instead, the power of that river is redirected to animate something that is just absolute nonsense. That's what's happening. So once you recognize within yourself that you're more than the body, you're more than the earth, you're more than anything that surrounds you, you can easily go to work in transforming your reality, because change is the metamorphosis that allows us to become transformational butterflies. Recognize within yourself that you have this spark, this fire, this wild blaze that can ignite this world in passions of creation, progression, love, happiness, all of the great stuff. But it can also be used for all the bad stuff too. Animating pain, suffering, injury, misery, discord, and so on. You can easily become an ally of the darkness if you're not aware, because the system will dissuade you into believing that the system is all there is. And it's not. The system itself is an illusion. And those who are in control are fighting for an illusion, but they're not aware because they're very low-dimensional beings who are incapable of ascending to the higher levels of elevated conscious awareness. But if someone tells you A, B, and C is the truth, your whole life, that's all you'll recognize as the truth. But if somebody comes along and says, no, X, Y, Z is the truth, you'll be confused. If you are confronted with an irrefutable truth that runs contrary to your core set of beliefs and values, that's where cognitive dissonance is utilized. This is how the ego destroys the truth and keeps you locked in a comfort zone. The familiarized patterns, these limiting beliefs that keep you ensconced in a cesspool of lies, illusions, and games. If your reality is not palatable or desirable for you, know this: you do, and you always have, the ability to change it at any given moment in time. You don't like where you're living, you don't like the person you've become, you don't like the people that are connected to you or that are surrounding you, or your environment, or whatever it is. Dissect every single aspect and facet of your life. Get curious as to why it is you feel the way you feel. Get curious as to why it is these things are happening over and over again. Rest assured, you are playing an integral part in it. Things don't happen to you, they happen for you. That being said, know that you have the power and the ability and the talents and the gifts to create anything you desire, and that includes a reality that you want to live in and be a part of. And I'm not talking about having millions of dollars burst out of your mailbox overnight. If you want that, that can happen. That just takes time. Good things take time. Great things take a little longer. But you have to believe in yourself. And the foundation of that is self-love. Self-love is paramount to all things, universal. Without self-love, nothing works. If you don't love yourself, you can never love another. If you don't heal yourself, you can never heal anyone else. From our deepest wounds arrives our greatest wisdom. That's why you're put through the trials and tribulations of life. The ebb and flow, tension and release, yin and yang, the good, the bad, light and dark, all of that stuff. Because there's no such thing as a one-sided anything. That's balance, equilibrium, harmony, alignment, symmetry in the universal order. Everything exists for purposes and reasons that far exceed our mortal comprehension. Don't try and dissect what's on the mind of God. You will not be able to. Just rest assured in the knowing that you have a power that's limitless. You just have not been trained to tap into it because you have been lied to your whole life. You've been told that you're just this minuscule little pedestrian that scurries about at a 9-to-5 job, ushering back and forth in a metal coffin that's a car, miserable, disenchanted, disconnected, a part of a system. There is no I in team. They tell you that because the I stands for individual. And that's how you kill it, a person's individuality. That's how you destroy self, by forcing them to assimilate into a mass collective consciousness of nothingness. You have to secede from this way of thinking in order for you to truly be independent, proactive, autonomous, in order for you to connect with your remarkable being, your extraordinary self, the infinite being within you. And that is when your true awareness and your great awakening will occur. You have the power, the abilities, the talents, the tools to manifest, create, materialize, realize, actualize anything and everything your heart truly desires and deserves. Have a wonderful day, my brothers and sisters. This is just the voice of the universe speaking through me to you. Hopefully you could get something positive, productive, and constructive from it. Hopefully my words are conducive to whatever it is you're looking to accomplish in your life. Have a wonderful day. God bless.